What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the PVY Z20 Pro electric bicycle. So this is a fairly small city electric bicycle that's powered by a 250 watt motor that's located in the rear wheel here. This is also a foldable bike, so you can fold this in half and the handlebar here also folds. So it's gonna be easier to carry this in your car, strong to take it on the bus and stuff like that. And the bike is also fairly light, so the bike itself weighs 22 kilos. Alright, let's start a bit of an unboxing just so I can show you how the bike comes packed in the box and what you have to do to get this ready and on the road. Alright, so this comes in a fairly small box for an e-bike. This is probably the smallest box that I've seen for an e-bike, and in the box the bike comes folded and all you have to do is put together the handlebar here. So everything else is kind of put together, so it's very easy to get this ready and on the road. So maybe about 10-15 minutes to have this ready and on the road. Alright, so when you first take the bike out of the box, the bike complies with the EU regulations for e-bikes. So the motor's power is locked to 250 watts and the top speed for the bike is 25 kilometers an hour. However, you can easily unlock this, and that motor is actually a 500 watt motor, and if you do unlock the bike, then you can take full advantage of the 500 watt motor, and the top speed for the bike is 32 kilometers an hour. So it really depends what you want to do. If you want to stay within the regulations, just leave the bike as it is when you take it out of the box. But if you want a bit more power and of course a bit more speed, you can easily unlock the bike. Taking a look at the bike, we have 20-inch wheels on the front and of course on the back, and these are 2.5-inch wide tires. These are also road tires, so probably not ideal to go off-roading with a bike like this. Now on the front here we also have a front suspension, which is kind of unusual for this price range, because this is one of the most affordable e-bikes that you can get for this size. So we do have a front suspension, so of course the front suspension will definitely help when you go over bumps, over uneven terrain and so on. On the front here we also have a mudguard. The mudguard is made out of metal. We have the same on the back here, and we also have a little rack here on the back. So if you want to keep a backpack there or something like that, you can definitely do that. We also have a light on the back. You can easily see that during the day. Of course we have a light on the front here as well. So this can also be seen during the day really well. And the rear light also acts as a brake light. So whenever we are pulling on the brake levers here, that rear light will light up a bit more. We also get mechanical disc brakes, which for this price, again, it is kind of unexpected. The braking power from this bike is really good as well, so no problems with the brakes whatsoever. And then we have the kickstand that's made out of a combination of plastic and metal. Now, when the bike sits on the kickstand, it's nice and secure. But one thing that I've noticed, if you're moving the bike backwards, the pedal will hit the kickstand. So I've noticed this on a few occasions, and it does become annoying if you're trying to move the bike and you're like pushing it backwards. So keep that in mind. You may have to close the kickstand before you move the bike. The pedals here are made out of plastic. They're also foldable. So of course this will help whenever you have the bike folded, because it becomes a bit smaller. On the right hand side here we have a 6-speed Shimano shifter. Shifting gears up and down works pretty good, and if you're using the shifter and the electric motor, it's actually pretty easy to go uphill. So if you do have the bike unlocked, then you get the full 500 watt power of that motor going uphill, and even steep hills does work really well. Alright, so next we have a quick hill climbing test. Now this bike was never designed to go on hills as steep as this, but I'm going to show you that the bike actually does really well on a hill like this, because this is a pretty steep hill. So I have the bike in gear 1 and assistance level 3. So I'm going to start pedaling, and as soon as I start pedaling, the bike will assist me. So we'll start pedaling, and now it's assisting me. So as you can see, I can go up a hill like this very easy. No effort at all. So super easy to actually climb hills as steep as this one on this bike. And since we are talking about power, well, the bike is powered by the battery pack that's located in the frame here. Now, you can lock and unlock the battery pack in the frame. So there are two keys that come in the box, so you can easily lock and unlock and basically remove the battery pack from the bike. That's there basically so people don't steal your battery pack whenever you park the bike somewhere. Now, the manufacturer says that you can get up to 80 kilometers on one charge, and maybe that's possible depending on the riding conditions, how heavy you are, how much you're pedaling, and so on. In my experience, you can get about 45 to 55 kilometers of assisted riding basically. Now, since we do have the 6-gear Shimano shifter, you can also pedal this. So even if you run out of power, it's super easy to pedal this and just ride it as a regular bicycle. For power, if you have it unlocked like me, it does have plenty of power and you are gonna reach that top speed of 32 kilometers an hour in pretty much any conditions. Moving on to the seat has a lot of padding, so the bike will be comfortable even for longer rides. And since we have that front suspension, the overall comfort of the bike is pretty good considering how small of a bike this is. Of course, the seat is adjustable in height, so you can get it as high as you want or as low as you want. So pretty much anyone can ride this bike. I can ride this bike, Laura can ride this bike, my daughter can ride this bike. We've all been trying the bikes, so it can pretty much fit anyone. Now, what's also interesting, and again a feature that you don't really see for bikes this affordable, is the fact that the handlebar here is also adjustable in height. So if you have a shorter rider, you have this in the lowest position, but if you have someone that's taller, you can also have the handlebar quite tall. So you can fit pretty much anyone on this bike. It is very customizable, let's say. The handlebar here is fairly wide, so you don't feel cramped whenever you're riding the bike. The grips here don't move no matter what you do with them. The brake levers are made out of plastic. On the left hand side here we have a couple of buttons, one for the headlight and the rear light, and one that's the horn. Let me just power this on. I'll show you how the horn sounds. So pretty loud, I think. And of course, that's the button for the light. We also have a little screen here. Now you can see the screen even if it's super bright out. So you can always see the screen. The screen will display the mode that you are in, the speed that you are doing, and of course how much battery you have. And on the right hand side here we have the shifter. Shifting up and down is done without any issues, no matter what gear you're in. And then we have a throttle here. Now, the throttle only works once you started pedaling. So once you're pedaling, then you can kind of hold the throttle and the bike will keep going. Otherwise, you cannot start with the throttle. So you always have to start pedaling before the bike gives you power, and then the throttle is also active. Okay, so let me quickly show you how you use this bike. So we have the power button here. So you hold this pressed for about 2 seconds and then the screen comes on. I'm not sure if you can actually see the screen, and here we have the mode button. So this is how you change assistance levels. We'll go in assistance level 1 for now. So as soon as you start pedaling, the bike will sense that and it will start assisting you. You can probably hear the motor right now. If we go in mode 2, it's gonna go even faster. And we'll also do a brake test, so from 21 kilometers an hour. So you can definitely lock those wheels if you want to. So we'll go this way once again. So once you start pedaling, you can also use the throttle. So I'm just holding the throttle now, and I don't actually have to pedal. So if you are a bit lazier, you are getting tired or something like that, you can just use the throttle as well. So yeah, it is that easy to use this bike. And one last brake test. So to quickly conclude this video, for its price, the PVY Z20 Pro is pretty much unbeatable. First of all, it is a comfortable bike. We do have that front suspension, which doesn't really happen at this price range. We have really good brakes. I haven't had any issues with the brakes whatsoever. They don't even squeak that much. Mechanical disc brakes typically squeak a bit, but that's not really the case with this one. If you do unlock the bike, you do have plenty of power. If it's not unlocked, that 250 watt motor is not that much, but once unlocked, then you can take full advantage of that 500 watt motor. The bike does go really well, even on steeper inclines. So pretty much unbeatable value that you're gonna get from this bike. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.